What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Toolbox Chronicles. My name's James, and today we're going to be working on my wife's 2022 Audi A3. Brakes have been squeaking a little bit. I did post a video of the rear brake procedure to get those done. This is just maintenance. It's not the pad or rotor replacement. This is just cleaning up the pads and lubricating them. That way they slide easy and have no more squeaking noise to them. So we're gonna go ahead and get started on the front. The front is super simple, just like the back. So we'll go ahead and get started, and I'll show you guys the procedure on that. And yeah, let's get to it. All right, guys, here you see we got the car all set up, ready to go. I have the wheels pulled off. I did post in my last video that these are a 17 millimeter lug nut stud. So make sure you have one of those to take those off. And the only other tools you're going to need is a 7 millimeter hex socket or Allen head, small pry bar, and some brake lube on top of removing the wheels. So the first thing you see here is this clip. It is a little bit of a challenge to get back on, but to get off is pretty easy. This slot here, you can just stick your pry bar in, and we're gonna go ahead and pull that right off of the slot there, and easy removal. All right, next, in my previous video I showed that these normally have a plastic cap on them to keep all the dirt and dust and all that kind of crap out of them. Someone apparently at one point has forgotten to put these back in. The car only had 27,000 miles on it, so I'm not sure why they would have had the brakes apart, but so these ones unfortunately do not have it. Luckily I do live in a southern state, so I don't have to worry about the rust and the snow with all the salt and such. Still a very good thing to have on. So we'll go ahead and we're going to remove these slider pins here. And we're going to take these completely out because, I'll give you a quick view of them. That's what they look like. We're going to want to lubricate these up before we put them back in. That way it allows the caliper to slide okay. So I got the bottom one. The rear, there's not really any room to use an impact, but you could use a little 3/8 impact or something on the front if you wanted to. You could turn the wheel one way or the other. Might make it a little bit easier to work on. It's really not a huge deal though for me, just preference. So now go ahead and pull this off. Now be careful on this because it does have the brake sensor. So one thing I should have probably done here is actually unplugged it. All right, so depending on the shape of your slides here on your bracket, you're gonna want to go ahead and use a brush. These are actually really clean. They just need to be cleaned up with some brake clean. So I'm gonna go ahead and hit those. And then the brake pads also, they look to be in pretty good shape. Let's say at least half pad left. So we're not gonna go ahead and change these. We're just gonna clean these up also. You can use a little wire brush and clean them up if you have to. I don't really think these need anything besides a little bit of brake clean on them, thankfully. So I'm gonna go ahead, hit all this with some brake clean, and then I'll show you guys how to lube up all your pads and points, and we'll get it put back together. Alright, so we got that all sprayed down. I'm gonna go ahead and let that all kind of dry up real quick. So what I'll do though with the first one here is show you, you're gonna want to lube up anywhere the pad contacts. So right here, if you compare it to your bracket, you can see that the top half here down into where these clips are, which could be a good reason to make a noise. Lubrication is always good there. And then as you see on this pad, that's the front one where the caliper rides. Also want to go ahead and throw some grease on those. That way when the caliper is moving, it's not making any sort of noise there either. So we'll go ahead and lube these up. And if you're looking, like I said, I did the back brakes already. I made a video on that, so go check out my channel if you're interested in seeing those. Pretty straightforward, just like the front. If you think the back was easy, then the front is going to be even more easy for you to do. So alright, so now we'll go ahead and I'm going to leave this unplugged until I get the caliper back on, so I'm not trying to hold that all together. Now, got that slid back into place, so we'll go ahead and plug our brake pad sensor back in. Okay, so now we've got that put back together. We need to make sure we clean up our slides. If you live in a state where there's a lot of rust and stuff, a lot of the time these things will be disgusting. Not a bad idea to take a wire wheel to them, clean them up a little bit, and you can't really mess anything up on them. I wouldn't recommend really like a grinding wheel, but a wire wheel for sure. Throw a little bit of lubrication on it. And then we'll go ahead and shove it in one. And then the next one. You don't need a crazy amount of lubrication. Like I said, these things, it's always a good thing every once in a while to check them out, because a lot of the time everyone thinks, oh no, it's squeaking, you need brake pads, and then you do brake pads and it turns into brake rotors, and then it turns into $300 to do brakes instead of $50 to $100 for a set of pads, depending on what kind of pads you get. So just keep that in mind. If you're somewhat inclined to work on your own stuff, have a little bit of knowledge, 100% worth it. That's what I try to make these videos for. So people, first you can save yourself a little bit of money, and second of all, maybe not spend any unneeded money on stuff, and heck, even just a video to help you guys learn to do stuff yourself. Alright guys, so that's going to conclude our video today on the front brake pad maintenance video for the 2022 Audi A3. Pretty straightforward. Not many tools needed. Like I said, I'll drop a little bit of a tool list below. There's like 2 or 3 things. If you have any questions, go ahead, drop them below. Like, comment, and subscribe. And I hope this helped you guys out and you're able to, save yourself a little bit of money, learn something new today. And yeah, thanks for taking the time to watch my video. And like I said, if there is if you're looking to see how to do the back ones, just maintenance, go ahead and take a peek at my channel, and I have it uploaded. And thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next one.